Education Committee to order, and I'm going to ask Councilor Shotpouch to do us a pretty prayer.
Edora galandi he o jili helig ahan eskiatino. Nimna de jodostan heldi do hest ahan ostwatli lohi ajalegi skadu. Nihi ske yonhi do hest to yukta gen hajuka janat o jai san elo. Father, we come to you in gratitude for this beautiful day. Lord, this day you gave us to honor one of our very own. Thank you for the good times, and bless each and every one that was there. And as we go on, that you would teach us to be, that she was the light, and we can walk in her footsteps, maybe, Lord. Just guide us each day and bless those that are less fortunate. In your name we pray. Amen.
Shelley, can we do roll call?
Yes, sir. Sean Crittenden.
Here.
Weston O'Fire. Keith Austin. Danny Callison. Julia Coates. Joe Deere. Mike Dobbins. Rex Jordan. Johnny Kidwell. Daryl Legg. Dora Petskowski. Joshua Sam. Mike Shambaugh. Mobina Shotpouch.
Ani.
E.O. Smith. Condessa Teehee. Victoria Vasquez. We have a quorum.
Okay. I'd like to ask for a motion for approval of minutes. All in favor? All opposed? All right. Our reports: vocational programs, Talking Leaves Job Corps, Career Services, Diane Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's been a very exciting day, to say the least. We have had so many things going on. All of our summer programs started today. All of our summer internship programs. I believe George had the interns down there at the Chota Ballroom, and the kids got to see the man-killer quarters. And we also started our career exploration program today. So Ben and his group are all excited. They've been working on this for quite some time. And then George said, Jeff said, don't forget me. I've got all of the kids that are out there working. And Jeff reported that he had around 895 summer youth kids. That's the largest that we've had in a long, long time. And he anticipates probably hitting 1,000 or better before this week is out, because they're still coming in. A lot of the kids don't start coming in to apply for the summer programs until their schools are out. We try to get them in early, but that doesn't happen. They wait till school's out and all their activities, and then they say, oh, I got to go find a job, or mama says, go find a job. So anyway, our girls in payroll have been working late to meet that deadline to get all the payroll in. If you have a constituent who says that they didn't get paid, would you please give me or Jeff Vance a call? Jeff is over the program, and if you call one of us, we'll make sure that we find out what the problem is. Sometimes we have supervisors who go on vacation, and a lot of times they forget about our kids' payroll in making sure that those go in on time. And they can send them in through the email now, so there's really no excuse for it getting there late. So if you would, just give us a call. We'll take care of it for you. We were out and about doing field visits last Thursday and Friday. We were in Sallisaw Thursday, and we were in Tulsa Friday, looking at North Point and looking at Catoosa. We'll be moving in up at Catoosa. My cohort, Jennifer Kirby, and I will be moving in up there as soon as the tag office moves out in Catoosa. So we're looking forward to getting up there in that nice building. We were just looking over the property there at North Point Friday. Wagner, we finally got the green light on Wagner, so we will be letting you know more about Wagner. We'll be moving over there. We'll have TANF, our reentry program, that will be working out of that office. It's a law office over there, and right now behavioral health is already in there. So we'll be working out of that office too pretty soon. We've got the call center that's going to be celebrating a 1-year anniversary. I can remember the chief and Secretary of State coming down, talking to me and then talking to Gina about the call center a year ago, and we opened the doors to the call center on June the 7th. So that's our anniversary, and we're going to celebrate that 1-year anniversary. But it's not going to be on the 7th. I think it's going to be later the following week. But Gina said it doesn't seem like it's been a year. I said it has been. And They have taken care of a lot of the load for a lot of the programs here at the Cherokee Nation. Normally, you'd be calling various programs where you call the portal and you call the call center. We've got about 20 techs out there. Most of them are participants. We've got a couple of them that are employees who are actually working out there with Gina. But it's been a real successful endeavor. We started it out as a project, and now it's probably going to be from here on out with all the activities that we're doing. And anytime you call out there, it's a labor of love from all of us, I guess, not only from the programs who are actually giving out the resources, but it's also the IT department, and it's my department, and making sure that things are running. So with that said, anytime you have a concern, if you'll let us know, either me or Paula Starr or Gina Black Fox, we will take care of it if we can help in any way. You've got my report, so if you have any questions, there is one flyer on here about Talking Leaves Job Corps. I'd like for you to look at that. We have a new outreach admissions manager, and her name is Julie McPeak, and I'm real excited. She's hit the ground running. She's been doing this for several weeks in an interim capacity, and she is down here working with all of our programs, and we sent information out through our TANF program, our social services programs. So I know that you know of some youth out there that could take advantage of coming over to Job Corps and getting a trade or getting their high school diploma or their GED, and we'll take them that are 16 to 24 years of age, because we are trying to ramp up. We are opening the doors. We're not doing things virtually. They can come in and stay in the dorms. They get 3 meals a day, and they also get a voucher for the time that they're there, so that they can spend it on clothing or whatever they want to spend it on. So we'd ask you to put the word out there when you have your community meetings that we're open and we're recruiting. Any questions?
Deputy Speaker?
Hi, I just had a comment. I was so moved by this story about the young man, Kiefer Callison, and what all he accomplished, and I want to thank you all for helping him find a great job, and I think he'll do a good job for us. That was just a great story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? There?
Diane and Jennifer's here too. The other day, I was on the phone for an hour and 8 minutes with a tech out there at the call center, and she was very patient. And we helped this elder totally redo her password, had to create a whole new email account. I got it written out of my drawer in case she ever loses it again, but I just wanted to brag for a second and tell you they're doing a good job out there, and that lady was very patient with us, and also Jennifer Kirby's staff as well, just was very helpful, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. I was sharing with the Secretary of State this morning. We were talking a little bit about it, and I said a lot of our elders don't take the time to write things down, and sometimes they forget. And I said, it's like us having senior moments. I was ordering food yesterday, call out, and my husband was going to go pick it up. And the lady said, what's his phone number? I said, I don't really know. I said, I'll have to call you back. She said, you don't know your husband's phone number? And I said, no, I don't. I said, I just get my phone and just see his name and I just click it. It's like tying a shoe anymore or learning how to look at a clock. We have things that are digital anymore, but I can still tell time. But I couldn't remember that phone number, and I told her, I said, I have to admit, I'm just as guilty, So our elders, they can't remember these code numbers. So sometimes we're having to go back in for our elders and redo those. So you just have to bear with us. We're getting there. Yes.
Diane, I just want to thank you for all the work that your staff does for the summer youth programs and all that. And I got tickled the other day. I have 2 nieces. One niece works full-time, part-time job during school at this place. And so my other niece went to work, and they were saying, she came and she said, well, she's making more money than I am. And I said, yeah, that's Cherokee Nation at work. I said, she makes about $1 or $2 more than you do per hour. So anyway, I just want to thank you all for what you do.
Thank you. And did you tell them where you started? Summer youth, didn't you?
In my feet.
Yeah. That's right.
Anyone else? Anyone besides Joe? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Counselor Deere. Only Sean.
I just want to make a comment. I was asked to speak at Amazon the other day, and it was about services. What I found out in that meeting, because I didn't know really what I was going to run into when I was talking to them, but they brought all their management in, and they informed me what they do inside Amazon is they have an hour where they set aside for Native Americans to meet, sort of like in high school, like a club. They also do it for the India community, the African community, and they do that. And the reason why they do that, this is sort of a unique thing. I told them to reach out to Hunter and to Jennifer Kirby because they actually hire homeless people and let them stay outside and feed them and take care of them there until they can get them into different places. And so what we were doing was she had a list of Cherokees that have came and need those resources. So we've given them Jennifer's number and your guys' number, but they were also talking about career services being in that area. Because there's other people that can't fit into the Amazon work environment, the fast pace. And so they're going to reach out to Hunter and you guys. But there is a time that you guys can go set up for assistant services, and I'll send you that contact where you can go in there for an hour and speak to those people directly in that Native community group of Cherokees right there. And their management shows up too. So the other thing I learned, there was 4 veterans that were managers there that were Cherokee. And they are part of a program with the vets. So they have all those services inside Amazon in that warehouse, which was really cool after I found out. It was only supposed to be an hour. We were there like 3 because we were just going back and forth. There was a lot of information, but I want to make you aware of that. That's one off 169.
Okay, is it something that they just started not too long ago?
No, they actually, they
Because
said
we
they've
were
been
working
doing
with
it.
Amazon when they first went in,
Yeah. So Kelsey Sparkman is the lady's name.
okay?
And they've now got it really organized. I mean, there's food trucks out front. There's ways to get people food at the facility. I mean, they work on housing. They work on getting them all kinds of services. So. But I just want to make that comment, let you know that's coming, so when Hunter has it and you meet with Kelsey and they can organize it.
Be glad to go up.
But yeah, they're a great group, so that was really cool. I didn't know they did that, but, so it was
Thank
cool.
you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you. Thanks,
Appreciate
Jen.
you sharing that.
Very good. Speaker, do you have something?
I just want to say thank you for your help the other day in addressing that problem that they were having with utility help. I read your email. I did read it, and I appreciate you guys taking care of it. That's a good thing about what you guys have always done. If there's a problem, you fix it. And knew that when I heard your name, I thought, well, we'll be all right. So
Well, thank you.
just wanted to say thank you, though, for
Well,
doing that.
I want you to know that Todd Gord and I were on the telephone at 9 o'clock Saturday night. So we were actually conversing, and I was on the phone with Paula, too. And Jennifer and I were together Friday. So when I said that it takes all of us working together on things, it does. And when you get everyone together and get us together, we can make anything happen.
I believe it. And if you haven't read the email, that's been extended to the 30th.
That's correct.
So if you want to have some events, you don't have much time, but you could have some to get some elders signed up for that, or whoever needs help. All right, thank you,
Well,
Diane.
Jennifer will have some good things to share with you.
Okay, good deal, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah. Hey, while you're both here, thank you for the call center and all that work. And did I hear you right? Just in case there's those that call and say, hey, I've tried to get through, I can send their name to an email to you and Gina and others,
Yeah.
and you'll fix it
And
like you
Paula
always
Starr,
do.
she's over the IT, and she has her text. And by the way, she does have more than just one person. One person was out last week, and one person was on vacation, but she has other backups. So I just wanted to clarify that.
All right, thank you. And Jennifer, and while you guys are here, now, someone called and said there's a scheduled event in Stillwell and Greasy to help the folks get gadoogied. All right.
I'll pass on the schedule.
Hey, trademark that, gadoogied. Now, one thing I noticed is like up north in Westville, is I was gonna see if we could get something for those folks up there. Since we got the southern part in Greasy, then we got the central part in Stillwell. Would love to see whoever's scheduling those things, something up north, Westville area. And if that would be possible. Also, from my knowledge, if we're helping somebody without forgot their password like you were talking about. Generally, we have to call IT or whoever holds that, those records and names and what their old password. Are we gonna have those type of people at our events where we don't have to get on the phone there? Could we have them right there with the computer?
So I don't wanna, like,
You wanna
take
come up here?
up too much of the.
I'll yield my time to you.
Oh, we got an hour.
But we did create an application kind of similar to what we've been doing with the 2,000. If they call in, we're gonna be able to do it on the backside, but they have to have all their documents because those still have to be uploaded. That's why we're using kind of the iPads and things like that, because we have to be able to snap pictures of their stuff to upload it on there. But they don't necessarily need access to their portal. We've been doing that with the 2,000 because we have people out in remote areas that may not be able to make it here, maybe don't have an email address. Now, we would like to encourage people to be able to learn how to use those things, but, we all have a grandma or a great-grandma that has a flip phone and may not ever have an email address and may not ever use it again. That's kind of what drove a lot of this, but we are going to be able to make an application kind of on the backside, so to speak, to where they don't necessarily have to have that.
So encourage them to, like this event in Greasy, let's say, bring your documents, and you'll take pictures, and your staff will get them.
Yeah, we'll have the availability to be able to fill out the application alongside with them, a lot like the 2,000, and we'll just snap pictures of the stuff that we need. But they have to have like a photo ID, tribal card, they have it, a current utility bill with the account number that shows the address, the account number, and then income verification.
We hadn't made that to the public like a flyer yet, the schedule, or have we?
Yes,
We have?
yes, I don't, I'm gonna check with Tara Lee, she and I were conversing on it this morning, but I have a flyer that I'll pass out later.
All right, and boy, it'd help us out, and you guys know what you're doing, but just, I'm speaking from my seat here. It would help us out if that, you need to bring, boom, 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 boom.
That's at the very top
That
of
was
it, yeah,
highlighted, and
yeah,
so,
yeah,
thank you for what
Yeah.
you guys do.
yeah, okay.
All right, up next, did anybody else have any questions for Diane? Okay, up next, Executive Director's Report. Mark Vance, he'll also do the Sequoia High School report.
Good afternoon, council. You have my report. You have any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Vance? Candessa?
Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon, Mr. Vance. I really want to commend the Sequoia High School staff on the graduation ceremony that took place on May 20th at Sequoia High School, the place where they play. It was a very well-attended event, and it was just a beautiful thing to be a part of with all of us gathered together again to celebrate the Sequoia commencement. And I just want to commend you and your staff on putting that event together.
Thank you, Dr. Teague.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, I understand that both acceptance letters, admission letters, and
Yes.
denial letters are both going out currently. Is that?
That is correct.
Okay. If a student has received a denial letter, is there an appeal process for
Yes,
that
we have a
student?
committee that sent the letters out, and we have another committee that's going to take all the questions and concerns of trying to get back in for the appeal.
Okay. What does the application rate look like for Sequoia this year compared to maybe the last couple of years?
We're at probably 25 to 30 applicants. It's usually always 90 to 100, because Sequoia is a great school, school of choice. So we're right there, 93 with the new incoming, and then a few juniors, few seniors, and a few sophomores. I mean, we're right on the margin of 350, so we can take 385 to 400 if we had to.
Right, right. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for that information. And if I have parents who are contacting me in regard to these denial letters, I will let them know that there is an appeal procedure through the school, and they just need to contact the school. to
Ramona
initiate
Ketcher.
that.
Yes, Ramona Ketcher, the principal.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Vance. And again, I just commend you and your staff. I know that the Cherokee Nation Tribal Youth Council is doing great work.
Yes.
And so is Miss Cherokee and Junior Miss Cherokee. We've got our Remember the Removal Riders who
moving.
are about halfway through.
That's right.
So I know Education Services is hopping.
Thank you.
And I just commend you and your staff on all the fine work you're doing.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Vance, while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Youth Council.
Okay.
Had some young folks interested in that. What's the process they go through to?
It'd be with Lisa Trice Turtle.
Okay.
They have to be graduates, of course, and to fill out an application.
Get with Lisa Trice, and she'll,
Get us in the right direction.
thank you, sir. Anybody else? Joe?
Counselor Kidwell and myself just went up to Haskell, and they had a new president coming in, and actually, she was starting, I think, the next day. She said she was going to make a point to reach out to you with the recruiting services and make them aware of their new and everything going on with assistance up there. Do you know if she reached out?
Not yet, Council dear. We are trying to get a bus scheduled and take a bus load up to visit the campus
Okay.
as soon as we can.
Yeah, because that crossover between them and KU is a real good program, and I
Okay.
think our kids should take full advantage of
And
that.
plus, it's free, right? I mean, they just sent out an email blast, Facebook, that Haskell University is free. Just
Yeah.
enroll.
Yep. So I was checking with that just to make sure that they were
Yeah.
following through what they said they're going to do.
Yeah, we're on it. We're looking for a date and all that good stuff. We're talking to them.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chair.
Anyone else? Mr. Vance? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I just had him doing both. Any questions for Mark on executive directors or Sequoia High School?
Mike?
Mr. Dobbins?
Yeah, Mark, have you announced the superintendent at Sequoia?
Yes, thanks for bringing that up, Mr. Dobbins. We just reached out to all three of our leadership teams, our new assistant principal that you haven't met yet, and you met Ramona, and our new superintendent will be finishing up her June 30th date with her school, and she'll be here next meeting.
Is your football staff full?
Yep, they're working out there today. They got a camp going today. We, looking for a history teacher, but other than a history coach. But yeah, they're doing well.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Chair.
Doctor?
Maybe, you may have mentioned the name of the incoming superintendent, and I may have missed it, or is that not available?
I would like for her to introduce herself when she gets here, if that's okay. She hasn't tied up the loose ends yet. She's not finished out of her contract, if that makes sense. Okay?
Anyone else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Last but not least, of course, with Head Start, Verna Thompson.
Hello, everybody. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have beyond my written report. And I just want to say I was on NYC too. That's how I got started. Working in the village over here. I went from that village to the children's village. Any questions?
I was on the summer youth with Diane years ago. That's kind of where I got my start. No, not years ago. I mean, just a few days ago. But,
In regard to acceptance letters, we too are sending those out this month for families that will be accepted for enrollment into Head Start or Early Head Start this fall. So if you have any parents asking about that, they should be getting those this month.
any questions or comments for Ms. Verna? All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, old business, none pending, new business, none pending. Any announcements? All right, need another motion? Motion, got a second? All right, all in favor? We are adjourned.